Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Josh here from Not for Pokejacks. Probably by the time you see this, it'll be Taco Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. Been getting over cold, so a little raspy. I'll probably take some drinks of water during this, so I apologize in advance. But I wanted to try something different today. I've seen Rudy do this. I thought why not give it a shot. I've had these Azur Volume 2 booster boxes for a hot minute. On TCG Player, I think they're around $56, $55. The price from distributions were like 51. So, if you try to sell them on TCG Player, you're going to lose out big time, right? 12% shipping is included. So, yeah, it's a hard loss. Today, what I kind of want to do is I want to crack one of these. I want to crack this Weiss Azur Volume 2. And while we're doing the break, we're going to talk a little bit about the history and lore behind Weiss. Granted, I am new to Weiss shorts or Weiss shorts. Definitely learning a lot. There's definitely a lot of IPs out there. Trying to diversify out. Besides Pokemon, do a little bit of everything. But things make sense. I kind of like where Azur Lane 2 is kind of coming from. So it's based off of naval history. Throughout the world and decades and whatnot and all that good stuff, right? So, first, kind of want to point out the first edition stamp, right? So this is a first edition box, and the big difference with first edition and the other ones is that the only way you can tell the difference is the bordering, and that's on the hit cards, the major hit cards, right? Instead of having gold, it'll have a silver. Other than that, no difference, right? So the only way you'll ever tell that you have first edition cards are basically the bordering for the major hits, which we'll talk a little bit about that. You'll have gold for first and then silver for the other ones, right? So this box, and let me try to get a focus a little bit for you. That's kind of terrible. It has an SIR, secret rare, one type, an SEC, which is a secret rare plus. We got 4, an RRR, triple rare plus, which is 5 types, an SP, which is a special rare, there's 41, an RRR, which is 14, and SR, you have 116 types, right? So there's a total of 130 types, 181 types parallel, 8 cards per pack. So that kind of breaks down you have here for a Azur or Volume 2 booster box. So let's get into it. So for myself and anybody new to Weiss, it's a Japanese card game. It's created by Bushi Road. It's pronounced just like that. You read it, it looks like Bushi Road, but it's Bushi Road back in 2008. The name literally means white and black in German, representing the two sides of the game. Instead of creating original characters, Weiss partnered with anime games, pop culture, franchise, etc. Right, to create instead of creating their own IP, they formatted their card game on other IPs. So we're gonna crack open, talk about it. But yeah, some of the IPs they went into were art, Sword Art, Attack on Titan, named it Pixar, Marvel, and then Nikki Girls, which is one of the popular sets. And then of course you had Azur Lane Volume 1. So yeah, let's get this cracked open and see what we got here. Like I said, never opened one, so it's gonna be a lot of new stuff for you and me. If you haven't opened one, excited to share the moment. So Azur Lane started as a mobile game developed in China and Japan. This one, like I said, brings up naval warfare with anime-style ship girls, where historical warships are personified as characters. So one of the main hits in the card game is the Enterprise, right? It's one of the special, one of the major hits in this booster box for Azur Lane Volume 2. It exploded in popularity. It has historical naval lore. Like I said, I'm in the Navy, so this is kind of cool. The game mechanisms, high-end character art, and the fan appeal. Oh, so you get this right here, Gone in Seconds, which is I think is one of their top loaders. Comes with the card. We'll leave that in there. Probably gonna end up cutting those. Before we dive any deeper, had to grab some penny sleeves. All hollows matter. I don't care. If it's a hollow, always put it in a penny sleeve. Love collecting. Love collecting cards. I think you always need to sleeve up, baby. Sleeve up. So we're gonna get cracking right now. Sorry for the delay. But the card, like the art itself, this is pretty phenomenal. Royal Navy even tells you like who it is. You got Iron Blood right here. This is an RR. It's hard to see it, but right there. Got uncommon, and we have a rare. These cards are just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful cards, beautiful cards. the bigger ones in the sleeves. I'll have the sleeves ready afterwards to take care of the rest. I don't want to delay you guys anymore, but we're going to keep on cracking into these. It's been a while since I've ripped anything, so this was kind of I'm glad I kind of did this. But yep, here we go. Common. Oh, got a SR. Look at that. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. This is the, yep, SR. Got another, got a rare. And here we go. Keep on rolling. This is awesome. I'm kind of enjoying this. Like I said, I got a lot of these laying around and nobody really wants them, so I'm gonna crack one open. We're gonna share the moment together. First time doing one. What made this, Azur Lane 2 more, a little more popular, at least for the gameplay aspect, is that it expanded on the depth and it massively built it. They had new three level finishers, stronger standby builds, more combo lines, and of course higher end signature cards. Which, if we get one of those, that'd be cool. So one thing about the Weiss set, or the Weiss set, one day I'll learn how to pronounce it. Big cards, they have a signature. They have a signature on them, which is that that's what they can, consider their big rares, is one with a signature on it. And if you go to TCG Player, like I said, you got the Enterprise. You'll look at the cards and you'll see that the sample cards, they have an autograph for the culture. And don't hate on my my Cloud Magic mat. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, so why not bring out one of these beautiful play mats that I got from distribution. Got another rare. Get better at ripping these things. Trying to speed the process. I don't want to keep you guys here all night as I rip through these cards. But yeah, the artwork's beautiful. It's definitely the anime twist and the Azur, and the Nikki girls. I've personally never seen anybody play the game. Here's another rare. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool so far. You know what I'm gonna do? So I haven't broke one of these in ever. Never ever. So I'm just gonna pull everything out. So we're not fighting the booster box the whole time. Alright. I'm gonna get these suckers lined up. Let's just go. Screw the dang box cutter and let's get in there. Let's get it ripping. So like I said, we talked about some of the chase cards for the set. They're for this set. You want aircraft carrier Enterprise. This is one of the big ones. This is a this is a double R, but it's not the specialty rare one, right? So the big one, like I said, it'll be aircraft carrier Enterprise, but it'll be one of the SPs. Got another rare. The high end rarity cards. You have the SP, the SEC, and the SPP. These feature gold stamps and printed voice actor signatures, which is huge, right? So we talked a little bit about that. That's where a lot of the value comes from. And if you guys ever look on TCG Player, especially for Azur Lane Volume 2, I think one of the cards is worth $2,000, right? It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts how much that a single card is. It's not even Pokemon. Unlike some TCGs where rares, they're just shiny, Weiss leans heavy into autograph culture, right? Like I said, we talked a little bit about that earlier. They're big into that for this set. Your true hits, from my understanding, are your big hits. Like I said, I'm new to the IP. I gotta trying to diversify. It's good to know a lot about Pokemon, but there's just so many TCGs out there. Even like Cookie Run, I don't even know about that, but it obviously is doing something right because the sets are coming out. contrary to belief, I've actually been selling some of them. Just got to find that niche. You got to find, God bless Discord. Like, I found a group in Discord, and that's kind of how I've been able to move some of these cookie run products, which help, in the long term of things, get more Pokemon TCG, which I know you guys love. Oh, got a secret rare or an SR. Beautiful card, beautiful card. Got something else shiny in there. Got another rare. We talked a little bit about what's in the box, so I'm not going to really go like big in depth. Like, okay, this is what you can find in each set. So we already kind of talked about that, so I'm not going to beat the dead bush. Let's just get ripping. Got double rare. Another rare. So it has really to improve consistency, right? For late in the game, finishing power, right? So that's kind of another thing about this set. It's a powerhouse set. You're just not attacking. You're managing stock, clock, damage, level thresholds, and climax timing, right? Azur decks are known for strong standby builds, big board presence, efficiency, and high pressure finishers. You got double rare. Another rare. All right, coming down. We got a little one more pack after this, and then we'll call it an end. Like I said, learning here. So I want to try something new. I'm going to talk about Pokemon. Have these for a hot minute. Never opened one, so let's share the moment together. But the combination of the gameplay with this set in particular, and then some of the the rarity of the cards in the set. Oh wow, here we go. We got something big here. Yeah, triple rare. Another rare. All right, well, let's do a little bit of last pack magic here, right? Let's put a little Pokemon in there. We're going to tie the lore into this a little bit. So one reason Azur works so well with the Weiss sets is because the characters and the story, right? The story driven behind it. Azur factors in the Navy, which I said, hey, if you know what, I'm in the Navy, let's open one of these up. It allows you to, the IP allows you to translate into other decks and make it a powerhouse. At the end of the day, Weiss is where anime culture meets competitive TCG mechanism. So they've really implemented a lot into gameplay and art. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to share this experience with you. It was fun. Like I said, new to the IP. Just wanted to try something new. Open up a box with y'all. I know Rudy talks a lot about Weiss. Nobody ever buys them. That's fine. I'll just hold them. I've seen some of these Weiss sets. They definitely go up in value. Maybe not the box per se is what people are after. It's the chase cards in the box that people are after. Now, granted, it's kind of the same thing with Pokemon, right? Everybody's trying to chase something. But what I've noticed is that a lot of the chase cards in these boxes are worth a pretty penny. So if you ever look it up, if you look up Weiss Azur 2, go to TCG Player and look at the singles. Some of these singles, holy cow, they got some money behind them. Appreciate y'all. Again, like, follow, subscribe. This weekend, I'm going to be doing the Ascended Heroes drop for the ETBs and some 10s. So very limited numbers. It'll be random. I wish y'all the best, and hopefully I'll get more allocations of what you guys want. Working hard, keep grinding. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great one. 904 out.